Hello, this is Tom
And Dom.
from BlackToad Studios, and welcome to another lockdown chat, as we're calling it at the moment. Thought it was an apt name for it, I think.
Definitely.
And I think we're going to do about half an hour tonight, you reckon? Something like roughly about that?
We are
Yeah.
indeed. Gives me some hobby time, which is
Yeah.
always much needed after a day
Yes.
in quarantine with your family. Much required to chill out.
Yeah, you haven't segregated the house yet then, Dom?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, okay.
No, that's when the studio's up and running again. Camping bed is going in there.
Camping bed.
No, it's been quite good. I'm sure it's harder for a lot of people who are actually stuck at home.
Yes, this is
24/7. So my sympathies go out to those people out there who are stuck at home all week with children or whatever. Could be hard. Hard times anyway for everyone. So we make light of the situation. We jest.
Yes.
Yes. So Tom, what are you working on tonight? Are you still doing Terminators?
I'm still doing my BlackToad Terminators. I did a little bit today, but unfortunately, as I said last night, I was working a little bit and I didn't get to bed till 3 in the morning. So I'm a little bit tired, but I want to do some painting. So I figure this is a good opportunity to do so. And,
nice.
and I take it you're working on your Venom crawler still?
I am. So last night I had done the red edge highlighting on certain parts. I then this morning, so for those who don't know, obviously the studio is my studio is somewhat out of commission at the moment. So I perched myself at the end of the kitchen worktop. So the wife is inundated with tea, and of course when the kettle's boiling, you can do a bit of painting. So what I tend to do for the last few years is always have a bit of paint station going on in the kitchen. And whenever a kettle has broken, I tend to go with the most bog standard kettle going, normally just called kettle.
Nice 9p special.
Morphy Richards or anything, just kettle. So I can, takes a long time to boil, unfortunately.
See.
In that time, I can do some painting.
It's all about the little hacks in the hobby life, you see.
Life hacks.
And I must admit, I am currently at my computer painting, which is not my normal regular place. I have another room, but because I have all my streaming kit in here, it made a lot more sense. So you may see my other half, Vicky, walking behind me shortly at some point, because this is actually my hallway. But, it's
fair enough.
Your hobby where you can.
Exactly. Yeah. So perching on your kitchen worktop. So yeah, what I did last night, this morning, I've done some Nurgles. The Nurgles rot, the glossy green stuff.
Yes.
Yep, Nurgles rot. So I did some Nurgles rot on the Venom crawler. So what I do is on the greeny demony bit, put Nurgles rot on there after I've done the green. So it kind of adds a bit of demon goodness. So then the carapaces tend to be quite flat. So that's what I've done so far. So I did a bit of highlighting, done Nurgles rot. I'm going to do a bit of silver highlighting tonight, just to kind of go on the rivet stuff. I don't know how much you can actually see on this camera.
It's not bad, to be fair.
In the world.
Just as a.
But it's getting there. I've got to do, of course, this rocky bit down here at some point.
Nice. It's turning out nice, mate. To be fair, turning out nice.
Yeah, quite enjoying painting these. But at the same time, it's not going to take forever, and I'll be on to something else. I'll carry on with the rhinos.
The next thing, yeah.
But I've got those Chaos Space Marines, the snap fit kind of ones you get in the box.
Oh yeah.
Shadow Spear.
Yeah, I think it's Shadow Spear, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I've got those to work through at the moment, so they will be up next on the.
Was that the box set we joint bought a long time ago?
It was, yeah. So I've been kind of going back and forth on that. So I've done a bit here, done a bit there. I've had the Hell Talons to paint. I've had Nurgle Marines, the Chaos Knights. So I've slowly been working my way through it.
Nice.
And 2 other Venom crawlers.
Well, I said, here's my little progress shot for my guys. I'm just sort of doing the main colours. I haven't done any shading on this really, apart from the green. So I'm working on 4 at a time, because I've got 4 of pretty much, because I think the body types on these are very similar. As you can see, they have like 4 things in each, or 5. So I'm just doing all 4 of the same types at a time. That's how I paint. As Dom knows, I like to batch paint my stuff. So it's less.
Yeah. So
It's hassle.
At what point do you go into the finer detail, Tom, when you're painting?
I mean, I must admit, I am a little bit guilty of when I get to the final detail stage, I call them done sometimes. Mainly because I mean, I do tend to go back over stuff once I get to that stage. In all seriousness, I mean, for instance, if I take this, I have one here that I had done earlier. This is one of the finished-ish ones, okay. So you can probably see him reasonably well.
Nice.
See, I would call that tabletop ready and happy, but I know there's probably some more stuff that I could do on it. That's probably what I'm saying, rather than I wouldn't say they were bog standard painting. More the fact that I would, if I wanted to go back and go over it, there's probably stuff that I could do on it still, basically.
Yeah, to each their own, really.
Yes.
I mean, we both do on the channel. Obviously, hopefully, the subscribers are watching this, but we both do like a painting vlog or vlog. So mine is the 83rd Warhost Reinforcements, and yours is the Weekdays of Wargamer.
It is indeed, yes. And
so we kind of do these vlogs, but we don't really talk to each other about our painting techniques.
No, not a lot actually.
Strange.
Yes. Although we do, but maybe not on camera. I think that's probably more the thing. I think we'll just have a little chat about what we're getting up to, but not really our techniques, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's correct.
Yeah. So like for the last few months, or almost probably a year now, I've gone completely away from fully assembling models and painting them. I tend to do them, as you can see, in bits, and then gradually they will come together. And it's kind of a case of like a lot of my models will have extra bits of detail that no one will ever see, because, for instance, I'll paint the inside of the leg here, I'll glue it on, and no one's ever going to see that bit of the leg again. So it's.
But you know it's there.
I do know it's there.
So it makes you feel happy and warm inside.
Yeah, at gaming table, I can kind of get someone and go, look at this angle. You can kind of see.
You can see the unshown effort.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's ever going to appreciate this, but you're special. So.
Whereas for me, for instance, like my Red Scorpion army, I would say is my higher detailed army, but that's because that's one I've done similar to you. I've split assembled everything and painted things as I did them. But that's because I tend to concentrate on that army as my higher standard of painting army, just because because I find that if I want to get a lot painted, I can't necessarily do the same level of detail on every model if you want to get an army done. A lot of people can be sort of get bogged down with trying to get everything painted, and then but because their detail level might be too high, but a lot of people obviously feel that they want to have that standard, to paint.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're happy with, which I understand. It's each their own.
Yeah,
so
it does depend what you're painting, isn't it? Like for instance, when I painted my guard, I used to put the pupils of the eyes in every guardsman. And then in the grand scheme of things, they're going to be alive like 30 seconds before they get removed from the board. And so it's kind of like I'm doing it for myself. But at the same time, like you're saying, you can kind of you don't have to go uber fine detail on there, because when you're looking at them from about 2 feet away, you're never really going to know.
No, I mean, just as an example here, I've got like actually I do have these next to me, because it's actually a game that me and Dom were about to have before we weren't allowed to play together anymore. So I have my Cullen here, the Terminator model, and I would say that's a much better standard than some of my normal painting, and likewise with Mr. Severin here, who I thought came out quite nice. We won't call him what Dom calls him, because it's just rude.
Sloth.
No, you see, that's just rude.
Those who are fans of the 80s film The Goonies appreciate that reference.
Oh dear. He'll just do some psychic damage to you next time he sees you, Dom. Be fine. Make up for it.
Yeah. So each their own. Like I've found myself before we're going to have a collaboration game last year with someone. I found myself going through my guard tank, just doing a bit more detail work on there, and now it's kind of a thing that if I've got something sorted out, I might go and add a bit of weathering in here, or some markings on a tank or something like that, just to add a bit more depth to it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's kind of how I tend to do a lot of my models. I get to a certain standard, then I go, I'm happy with it to, put on camera for starters, because obviously a lot of our stuff's on camera, and then might go back and sort of finesse it a little bit, later down the line. So, which works quite well, I think, especially if you don't want to sort of get stuck doing the same model for multiple months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's, you see where you end up.
Yeah,
And it's
I
nice
think
to
it's a very personal thing, in my opinion. Very personal thing.
Yeah, definitely. You kind of learn new things and try new things, experiment more and more. Like, for instance, like when I've done my Necrons, and it was definitely an eye opener to certain techniques that I've never used before. Because generally, I'm painting things that are red, lots and lots of red. Weldies, corn demons, word bearers. It's all good fun.
Well, it's like now when I'm doing Black Templars, that's a lot of black and white. It's nice to do some other colours, especially I've quite enjoyed doing the Death Guard because a few more greens, brasses, and metal colours, and and also flesh. There's quite a lot of flesh on Death Guard, which is
gunky bits.
Yes, gunky bits and lots of nurglings. Well, I'm going to definitely get some nurglings for my Death Guard, I think, because I think it will look good to have them as some fodder for these chaps, because for the elite army I'm assembling at the moment. Well, yeah, I did. Sorry, one other thing. I did actually manage to put some colour on this Demon Prince. Obviously, excuse this at the moment. It's just literally blocked in colour at the moment, but that's my kind of scheme that I'm sort of going for. Yeah, going to do some.
Very nice.
Yeah, so but doing that kind of on the side of these things as I'm sort of painting. I tend to do that quite a bit. If I've got a particular model I'm working on, or 4 or 5, I'll let them dry and then work on maybe one of the centerpiece models. Another thing I do quite regularly. So I can sort of put it down, come back to it, and go, "Oh, that doesn't look right." That happens quite a lot.
So anyway, Tom, on the last video yesterday, so we're going to try and do these quite often, guys. So if you're stuck at home alone, which a lot of us are, and you want to do some hobbying with your mates, hopefully you can put this on and we can be your proxy mates. We are quite friendly guys. If you want us to come around in full hazmat suit, come around. I mean, your spouse and your kids might get a bit scared. Whoever you live with. But so what we're putting on these videos is, if you want us to discuss something in particular that you would like us to talk about, because we can talk about lots of stuff, and a lot of stuff is very irrelevant to anything, we will happily sit here and discuss whatever you talk about. So if you do want to have a particular topic that we're going to talk about, put it in the comments below, and we will talk about it in the next video.
Yeah.
As long as it's relatively PG. We might still talk about it either way.
Yeah, it depends on what mood we're in and how drunk we are.
So, Tom, as you're pretty near a computer,
I have it up on my other screen, the thing, actually, oddly enough.
We had someone pop something on earlier. What was
I think it was a subscriber called Freddie, who basically said, if and when Lorgar comes back, what would his rules look like, and what would you like him to look like? Now, I'll let you start on that, because obviously you're the resident word bearers aficionado expert. So
I'd like to think I am the prophet of Lorgar. So I'll tell you what, I had been thinking about this Freddie today, and I was thinking you've currently got for Chaos, you've got Mortarion and Magnus, both of which are psychers. Like Mortarion during the heresy and before the heresy, a bit anti-psyker, and then suddenly became big boy psyker. Magnus, as we know, was always pro-psyker, and Lorgar, he was kind of he found his psychic abilities and started using during the heresy. So in that way, he's obviously open psyker to start with, undivided, so no particular mark. Now I was thinking winged, but then I was thinking no, wings are a bit cliche now. So
I don't think I think maybe not wings. I think
this is what I'm thinking. So word bearer. Let's look at the word bearer legion, or how word bearers are now. So Lorgar initiated he was like the flagship for the chaplains within the legions.
That's fair.
Devoted. He's a preacher. So I'm thinking on foot, psychic powers. From you can probably pick from any of the standard ones, maybe. But also, instead of flying, maybe a lookout stir ability, where he can basically, anyone around him will step up and take a shot for him, because he's basically a very inspiring preacher. and would be able to it's easily inspire those around him to step in the way of a las cannon or a bolter or something. So he gives a bit more durability than just walking along and slowly getting killed before he gets anywhere.
Yeah.
So you've got like this bubble of people that can take hits for him. So a big mass of cultists would be quite cool, just to like slowly step in front of him and get mowed down. But also, like I said, the word bearers are all about chaplains, all about dark apostles now. And I think it'd be quite nice to basically give him the ability to do prayers on multiple units multiple times or something, or maybe some unique ones specialized for him. So, I think that'd be quite a nice little mechanic. So he's like an uber chaplain or uber dark apostle rather than just your standard, I'm going to smash
like a dark chaplain. Sort of something a bit.
Well, dark apostle, uber
dark
dark
apostle, something a bit.
So, that's what I reckon. Big dark apostle with a lookout sir ability, can stroll across the battlefield and inspire those around him.
Definitely something a bit different than the usual, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I feel he's got a different vibe to him, old Lorgar does, in my opinion. So
he was definitely. After Istvan, so getting a bit more heresy here. After Istvan, he was definitely more of a. He got more into his fighting side, but he was never really a fighter.
No.
He was always kind of a preacher and kind of very religious.
He liked his books, I heard.
Liked his books, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Part of the name. And so kind of, that's what he came across like psychic powers by doing, like doing a lot of reading. And I've learned a few things from his foster father, and that's what I reckon. I think Uber Dark Apostle with a lookout sir ability, and what about you, Tom?
More of a buffer, more of a buffer than a fighter. That's probably the
yes, inspires those around him to die in Drake.
Which you don't really see a lot of, actually, in my opinion, in 40k. They always seem to have the massive fighting abilities and not a lot of the support abilities, or both, I suppose. But it'd be nice to see one more focused to support rather than being. But obviously, he's a Primarch, ex-Primarch, so a bit demony now, I've heard.
He is. So he has been gifted with being a demon prince. So given the same basic stat line, moderate stat line between Magnus and Mortarion. But don't give him any extra kind of killy abilities.
No.
And I think that'd be quite nice. Maybe, like a brief kind of psychic abilities, but mainly based upon the prayers.
Yeah, I think that sounds fair. And I think, looks-wise, I don't know, really, it could be quite a difficult demon to construct, actually, considering he's probably a little bit more different than some of his demon brothers. In fact, he hasn't really dedicated himself to a particular god as well. So...
that's the thing as well, isn't it? So far, like you've seen, we see Mortarion and Magnus, where they're dedicated to Tzeentch and Nurgle, and of course you can kind of see that by looking at the model view. There's Tzeentch, Puss,
Nurgle, eh? Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah. So it's a bit more undivided. So just almost generic-y kind of demon in a lot of ways, but I think his general form will remain relatively humanish.
Yes, maybe more humanoid than demony. Yeah. Just a bit bigger, maybe some spikes. Or maces for hands.
Got a lot bigger as well.
Maces for hands. There we go.
Maces for hands. Tom. Yeah, we do that a lot, by the way. We're just like, Tom. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, No, but I think it should. It'd be nice to see another a Primarch that isn't a member of one of the main demon schools.
An undivided one rather than. They have the likes of Fulgrim. Obviously, the rumours for him and Angron have been there in the works for a while now. But like an undivided one, definitely. I think Lorgar would be the better one, in my opinion. Like Porto-Ravo hasn't really, in my opinion, embraced his demonness as much as the others. And you got, who else really for the undivided bunch? Not many. You get himself killed.
No. And obviously, the other thing that should happen is he should be head of the old Renegades and Heretics. I think sort of.
He should be.
Yeah, he should be the next. That should be the release, mate. It should be him and lots of Renegades and Heretics. There you go. He's leading our legions of Renegades and Heretics. There we go.
Oh, speaking of which, do you want to see some Renegades and Heretics? Yeah, of course you do. Oh. So I found these on eBay, as you do.
Excuse me.
Did I show you the Plague Ogrins?
I have seen them, yes. But obviously, I don't know if a lot of people. Was it on your video? I can't remember if it was on your video, actually.
No, I haven't done
No,
them
it wasn't,
yet.
was
No,
it? I don't think so, no.
Yeah, Plague Ogrins.
That should be fun.
Really cool.
They actually have rules,
Yeah.
by the way. I couldn't remember what
They
you
do
said.
have rules. Yeah,
They
they
rules,
do.
yes.
So they get reroll to wound in combat, I believe, with their pussy weapons. And if they die on a 4+, they blow up and deal mortal wounds out to those around them.
Wow.
Everything bar keyword Nurgle.
That's right, then. So when I've got my Death Guard allied with you.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be
Be
good.
fine. Never know, one day we'll be able to fight as a Chaos Joint Army.
Maybe we need some people to challenge us.
Yeah.
You know anyone that would challenge us? I think we're quite intimidating. So I don't think they're very much the tournament players.
Yes, we judging by our previous results at like Warhammer World last time, I think we went. Oh yeah, that's right. 5-0, losing. That was Renegades and Heretics, and I can't remember what I took now. It's Black Templars, wasn't it? That's right. Yes, that was before their book came out, though. To be fair, so I think I would do slightly better now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do actually.
Interesting.
I feel they have a few more gadgets and answers, although I wouldn't say they were anywhere near top tier. So they're still fun to play.
Okay, pardon me. How do you think they've changed since the book?
Well, I think the introduction of their own set of litanies for starters is good. So they have slightly tweaked ones for definitely combat based. There's a lot of consolidation stuff. There's also the the doctrine, which helps them essentially on 6s while they're in the assault phase to automatically hit. I mean that's handy, but it does push you down that combat path, in my opinion, rather than sort of. I mean, I've been trying to do that. Obviously, it's quite difficult with the Space Marines army because the shooting is very attractive for anyone who's playing the army, just in general, because they have a lot of good guns, and trying to make units get into combat is can be quite a challenge sometimes without spending a truckload of points on certain transports, like for instance a Land Raider Crusader, which is, I love the model, but it's very expensive when you're playing in tournament-based matches, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Spartan out maybe.
Bit of a hard one. Yeah, a bit of a point sink, isn't it? The Spartan.
Yes.
Although it's quite intimidating to go against. You can't ignore a Spartan, can you?
No, not really. No, I mean the 8 las cannons normally make it fairly high priority target.
True.
I do still remember that time when you charged the Demon Prince at it, and I overwatched it and it died. That was
nice. How we laughed, Thomas. How we laughed.
That's very rare. But yes.
Yeah, I mean, so would you run Black Templars at another heat?
100%. That's what I am planning to do next. Yes, I have. I think I played. Obviously, I played you with one of my lists that I was planning to take for this team thing that we were doing, and I think that did a lot better. I think I played it was against your knights, wasn't it? If you remember, you bought 3 knights.
Oh yeah.
And actually, considering the fact is that I didn't die in like one turn. They actually worked all right, in my opinion. So
yeah, it was quite a fun game as well.
My actually, genuinely wish we'd recorded it. Actually, it would have been good. It was one we didn't unfortunately get around to doing because it was a bit late in the day, but it was good fun. So
yeah, unfortunately, recording games can take quite a lot of time, guys. So if you're unfamiliar with that, it's a very intense kind of thing. Although myself and Tom have got quite a good little kind of relationship where we can just kick games quite quickly because we don't necessarily argue. Tom just accepts his defeat and we just move on.
I don't have to accept it. It happens most of the time, mate. You know that. I try my best. I'm just really bad at the game.
Just keep investing more in it.
Get more money. That's how you win, right? Just
keep throwing money at it.
This is why I'm broke. But But the other thing is, speaking of that, when we played like an apocalypse game, we can get through an apocalypse game in a day. I mean, this is old rules, obviously, not the current new ones.
So just a large scale 40k game, really.
Yeah, it's large scale 40k.
Rather than apocalypse.
People always used to leave comments. Oh, how long did that take you? 2 or 3 days? I said no, actually, it took us a day because we just get through it. I don't know why. We just can. I mean,
so one of the largest one we've done was the 40,000 points, and that took us 2 days to do.
That was multiple people, wasn't it? Though that was
that was
just us.
3 players aside. But generally, when it's just yourself and me, we tend to get really quite quick, don't we?
Yeah, because it's just less arguing, and also we also the other bonus is that because one of us is filming the other turn, we don't have to worry so much about one person being bogged down with all the filming, while the other person can't do anything, for whatever reason. So I find that helps a lot, especially when we are recording. So, but yeah. I'm looking forward to the next Pockets game when we can fit one in at some point. It's been a little while since we've done one, to be fair.
Well, Tom, once the actual apocalypse is over,
yeah,
get around to sorting a game out. Because at the moment, I'm just like, I've got all the stuff, and I just want to get a really good game.
Yeah, same.
And I know people kind of definitely, a lot of our subscribers really enjoy a good apocalypse game. Hopefully, by then, a lot of the stuff's going to be painted and finished. And, I mean, I don't know how much more stuff you've got for your Templars.
Since our last one, I've got, I've probably added another maybe 1,500, something like that. I think probably maybe a bit more. It is hard to tell sometimes because I very rarely get the whole lot out just to look at it. It's one of those things. I sort of just pick models up. But when we did this last, when we did our last doubles tournament up at Meta, I painted all pretty much 50% of that army that I took with me because it was all the new, all my new assault marines, the suppressors, all that kind of stuff. So I've added all that there. I've also got stuff that I haven't done. I've got stuff on backlog. So yeah, I like to add to them when I can. It's definitely obviously it's my biggest army, and it's one of my most favourite armies I've got. So although
anything in your backlog at the moment that you really want to get out and paint?
As in Templars or anything?
I'll go for your Templars.
Let me just think what I've got on my Templars bench. I think I've got some Tech Marines I was actually working on, oddly enough. There's one thing I actually haven't. I've had the models for a long time, but I haven't painted them. And I wanted to add them because I have liked to run a lot of Dreadnoughts in the past. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Have you got many Dreadnoughts, Tom?
And so I would like to have some help for them. I think it'd be nice to sort of play a kind of Tech Marine.
Longevity.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they don't normally live that long, as you know.
There's a lot of them though, Tom. I don't know.
There is a lot of them. I mean, I should probably do a Dreadnought game with you at some point. Just my Dreadnoughts. So just a couple of Vanguard attachments. It'll be fine. Yeah, just the Leviathan. Yeah. Things like that.
With a game like that, you're instantly going, well, I'm going to bring a lot of las cannons and anti-tank weaponry. And then it's not as fun.
No, you know me, mate.
Hard because you want to have a balance, don't you? You don't want to get kind of go, well, I'm not going to bring any las cannons. I'm just going to do it with bolt guns or auto
just bolt guns.
And you're like, no, not a single Dreadnought died. Lost 100 cultists.
Just 100 cultists, and that is no.
Just 2 Dreadnoughts.
I swamped them with all of them, but just clogged the gears up.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it'd be quite nice to do a long scale apocalypse game. I don't know if anyone out there would like the idea of this, or you with Tom, but like a game that would take almost 8-9 turns, really long-winded one.
I would love to do that, but the issue with those ones is that is definitely a multi-day one, obviously. And it would be just making sure that we can have the space where the models are set up for a couple of days.
The actual logistics.
Yeah, because obviously your studio, as much as it's a great little space, it's not really big enough for an apocalypse game, I don't think.
No.
And so it's kind of limited to my front room, which is fine. Normally just have to clear it with the other half. She's normally reasonably accepting though, so she's let us play quite a few sort of bit larger size games in there over the last few years. So yeah, but I thought I'd like to do that. Yeah, that'd be good. Or even a multi-stage apocalypse campaign. That's That'd be good.
Okay, yeah, guys, if you're listening, hopefully you've still got to this part of the video. You haven't
turned
tuned
off.
out completely.
What are these guys on
What would you
about?
like to see in an apocalypse game? Like, would you like a long-winded one? Would you like a tier kind of formation where it's slowly towards one, or we can lead up to it with smaller missions to then get potential stratagems or something in the game? Let us know what you think below. Just give us a little heads up if you want a particular thing.
Let us know. It'd be
And
nice
also,
to...
kudos for you for listening for this long.
Yes.
Us rambling away, and you will definitely get brownie points if you do comment something below.
Yes, definitely leave a comment, even if it's to say, what the hell are these guys on about? I mean,
yeah, what the deuce. So yeah, guys, honestly, it's but we love doing apocalypse games, and I know a lot of you like watching our apocalypse games. So yeah, pop something below.
Yeah, and we'll definitely endeavour to get some games up with that soon. Obviously, current situation pending, but we'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I've got my army from the last game is definitely grown quite significantly. There's a lot of extra stuff in there, so it'd be quite awesome, I think. We've also invested a lot in terrain for our events.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, we're pretty doing pretty well for ourselves. So yeah, I'm happy with all of this.
Yeah, hopefully, obviously, myself and Dom were also planning to do an event soon, but that's got put on the back burner at the moment as well, sadly, hasn't it? So, but
yeah, once again, there's bigger things for us to be concerned about at the moment. But once all that stuff is out of the way, we will definitely get some more local events kind of up for our gaming group and others in the area. So yeah, should be good. Well, Tom, I'm thinking this is probably about half an hour now.
Oh, I think you're right.
So we will call it a night.
Fair enough.
But guys and girls, if you did want to talk about anything in particular next time, please put a comment below, and we will happily talk about it.
Definitely.
And we will see you next time. So this is Dom and
Tom.
Take care. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.